Hey guys, Ben here, and this is a video that I've wanted to put together for a little while now, so I'm pretty excited for this one. This video is around how builders should stop selling the product and instead sell yourself. Now, I know this title could mean a lot of things, but stay tuned, grab a coffee and a pen and paper because this video will be worth your while. So before we start, why should you even watch this video? Well, the thing is, the building industry is moving so fast with new technology, better marketing, and everything else like that, that builders who don't evolve will literally stay where they are. And what that means is they get left behind. And if you get left behind, you get forgotten about and fast. So I actually see a lot of builders, and what they do is they just show a lot of product. I mean, that's their main way to differentiate themselves to the competition, is to show product and not much else. Now, I go to a lot of builders' websites, and what I see there is I see a logo, I see a little bit of a write-up, so, XYZ Constructions have been around for 14 years and blah, 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 and that's about it. You don't know anything about the owner or the team or anything behind them as a business on who they are or why they do what they do. Okay, so just going back to the product for just a second. So when I talk about product, what do I mean? So when I talk about the product, I mean showcasing just the end result, just the homes that you've built. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Of course you have to show that, but there's so much more that you need to show, and that's what I'm covering in this video today. So first of all, I know a lot of builders, I ask them and I hearing what builders are saying, and this isn't just builders, this is a lot of different industries, but this is focused toward you, the builder. A lot of builders say, well, value is the end product. And I hate to tell you this, but you're wrong. Get out of here. Now, I'll get to why you're wrong in just a second, but here's the issue. I bet you that builders that think this way are the ones that are getting price shopped all the time. And most likely, they don't even know it. And the jobs they do win, they win because they're the cheapest guy. That's because that's the way that they've positioned themselves. They've positioned themselves just like anybody else. Now, what happens if you position yourself just like everyone else? Well, you become a commodity. You don't want people coming to you and price shopping. In fact, that's the last thing that you want. It's almost like buying a car. If you go and buy a new Hilux, if you go to all the different dealers, at the end of the day, you're going to get the same Hilux. Maybe in a different color, but the same car nonetheless. That's almost just like a commodity. Now, dealers, they have their own problems. They also have to somehow show and create that value. But at the end of the day, there's no real differential in what they're doing. And there's nothing making them different because they're just selling the same car. The same with electronic stores as well. I know a lot of builders that go out and they buy drones, which I always say is a good idea because it's always pretty cool to get some visuals high up of your builds. So if you go to JB Hi-Fi and buy a DJI Mavic Pro, does it matter to you, the builder, where you get that Mavic from? At the end of the day, it doesn't because it's the same product. Now, one thing that you have to realize as a builder, are you like a drone? Are you just like Toyota? Are you just providing the exact same product as everybody else? Probably not. And you're probably watching this video as a custom home builder or even an off-the-plan builder. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, every build that you do is different. So here's how you fix this. So you want to start attracting clients that value what you do and where price is not the main talking point. I mean, price is always going to be a thing and it's always going to come up and it should, but you don't want price to be the main determining factor when someone decides to work with you. But I find so many builders, all they're doing is they're just comparing quotes, really. It's people going to builders, getting multiple quotes and just comparing them and the cheapest guy wins. I mean, what a waste of time. Now, I know for a fact how long that takes for my builder clients. So again, commodity. But what does that even mean? Well, it means a raw material or primary agricultural product that can be bought and sold, such as copper or coffee. So really, something without a huge amount of value. So you don't want to be seen as just another commodity. So how do you show your value as a builder? Now, show is the key word here. So a lot of builders, they just tell. They just talk and they just write something on their website. The thing that really differentiates my clients that I help is the fact that they have assets to actually show their potential clients. And it's not just that. They show their asset, a 2-minute or a 3-minute video, and it does so much more than that. There's like Now, I don't even know how many frames there are in one of those videos, but it's insane. The next thing is you want to show your communication. And what I mean is, so you want to show what you have in place for communication. So let's say, for example, you're using Buildertrend or something like that. You want to actually show potential customers that you have this in place. What this does is it shows them that your communication is professional, and we all know that communication is super important when it comes to the building industry. Every builder I talk to, guess what they say when I ask them what makes you different? They say our communication, every single builder. So that's them talking. So now what we do is we're not just talking, we're just showing and getting people to experience it. The next one is, and sticking with showing communication for just a second, is to get clients to talk about that communication. There's nothing better than a third-party validation. So getting your past clients to talk about what the communication was like, that's super important. The next one is humanize your business. And again, if you're a builder and you just have a little bit of a write-up and some text written on your website and there's nothing about you, there's no story. You're just like every other builder out there. There's no connection between you and the people you're trying to attract. So think about some companies out there, some big corporations. What I normally think of when I think of a corporation or a big company is I see their logo and that's about it. Now, how do you humanize a business from having a logo? Take Nike, for example. Apart from their logo, what do you know about them as a business? Probably not much, right? Now, I know logos are super important and some people literally spend thousands on logo design, and I've obviously got a logo. But how do you further humanize? Well, the way that you do that is by showing your team, showing all the team members that are involved in your business, showing the different parts of the business. Like if you have an office, show that. Do you know what that does on a subconscious level? It shows that you're grounded. It shows that you have foundation, that you're not just going to up and run away, especially in a building industry where people are always talking about dodgy builders and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, show your office, show your premises. Another thing is show your team. And I'm not just talking about some staff headshots. I mean, show you and your team being on site. Show you with your clients as well. What that tells potential customers in the future is that, hey, you actually do this. You're actually on site. You're not someone that just created a website, did some marketing, and that's it. And now you subby everything else out to the other guys who do the work for you. The next thing is you want to show some of your lifestyle, what you're interested in, and the reason why you want to do that and like your hobbies and so on is so people relate to you on that. So have a look at those builder stories that I've sent you. You'll find a lot of the time you'll see them surfing, spending time with family and all those kinds of things. And the reason why that is not to show them because of their ego or anything else like that. It's just showing them as human and getting their potential customers to relate to them. It's showing that you're just like them. And you don't understand the power of that. It's amazing. Builders will literally call me up and go, hey, we just booked another project. The people said it's your video that connected us. It's your video that made them say, yep, let's do this. I mean, that's awesome. That's the relationship that it builds and that relatability. The next one is show your clients. So you want to show you interacting with your clients. And what I normally suggest is do that through the different phases. So it might be at the design phase, or it might be on site, talking with your clients, walking them through the build, showing them what's happening and everything else like that. And also show delivery and handover. What that means again is it shows future clients that, hey, this building company can be trusted. They have clients, they're taking people on site, and they're hands-on and personable. So think about this for a second. Go have a look at Instagram or Pinterest. You'll find a lot of builders, they just show the end product, just as it is. Sometimes with furniture, sometimes not. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because you're not showing any human connection. You're just showing pretty pictures. Now, the next thing is show what makes your builds inspiring. So get clients to talk about the value added in their life. So talking about the family time that they've gained because now they have this great entertainment area. Or let's say, for example, you help someone that's got a business and now they're not just able to work at their office, but they also have a home office. So they get out of their normal office to work in this home office as well. They can now spend more time with their family because they don't have to be away from home to do work if they don't need to be. Talk about the value add and not just the end product all the time. If you have a look, you'll see that some builders might have testimonial videos on their websites. And you'll find that a lot of times with these testimonial videos, the client will just talk about things like, yeah, they did a great job and, the bricks are great, or yeah, he was friendly and nice to work with, but there's no human connection to that. We always want to talk from an outcome perspective, that value add. And the next thing is emotion. So how do we emotionally connect people? So if all you do is talk about your end product, you'll literally just bore people. It's like me just talking about cameras and this microphone or that light and that kind of stuff. To you, the builder, so what? You don't care. At the end of the day, what you care about is getting more customers, getting more projects that you want. So that's what I need to educate you on, not what camera I film you with. Now, the same goes for you, the builder. With your target market and your ideal client, you need to figure out exactly who is your target market and who is your ideal client. Because if you know who your target market is, you can figure out ways to emotionally connect with them, because then you'll know what's important to them. You'll know their pain points and how to address them. Think about that from a builder's perspective. How do you add value? How do you communicate the value that you provide there? And finally, the last thing that I want you to think about and to talk about is your ability to problem solve and the challenges of a build. So what I mean is, you and I both know that a build almost never goes exactly according to plan. Something doesn't work, or there has to be a change and something adapted on site to get the result that you want. It's all well and good when things are going according to plan, but you want your clients to know that if something happens, and it will, that you know your stuff, you know how to handle it, and take the steps to make those changes now and solve that problem now, so it's not a problem for the client down the track when fixing it will be a lot more expensive. It's things like that that really show your value and what you bring to the table. So if you're a builder and you need help with all of this, this is what I do. I help builders become highly sought after using video marketing. Now, what I'd like to offer you is a 45-minute story strategy session with me where we can sit down, have a look at the challenges you're facing as a business, look at where you might like to be in terms of the work that you're doing or the clients that you're getting, and most importantly, see if we get along and if we want to work together and think that shooting together is a good idea. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video.